Hello everyone, I'm selling a 69 911T Targa cookie cutters, aftermarket fiberglass tail, very low rust as you see right there. That's just a little bit of paint. The car was involved in a very minor fender bender way back in the day, probably in the early 90s, and basically the damage that occurred is right there. I don't know if you can see that. I took pictures so you can look at the listing and see the pictures. As you can see, I got a fiberglass fender there. It's not the best, but something to work with. This car has S-brakes all around. I don't know if you can see that, the little hoses or whatever. Vented rotors, which means it has disc brakes. It has conies all around. The red ones, I don't know if they're any different or not, but this car has red ones. Again, cookie cutter wheels. I can include a set of 15 by 5.5 chromies if that's what you prefer. But as the car sits right now, it's got the cookie cutters. I will include the original matching numbers 901 transmission. The motor is also available, original motor to the car. It is in pieces, more than likely not complete. I still have to make that determination. You can see the interior. The passenger seat is pretty decent. The dashboard is decent, with the exception of one crack right there. All the gauges are there. Again, the floors are solid. There's no rust underneath this car except for the driver's side front suspension mount where the torsion bar goes. It's the only rust I've found underneath the car, other than obviously where the undercoating has peeled off and you see some surface rust, but again, it's nothing major or structural. The driver's seat is a little funky, but definitely good starting point. The rear seats, I don't know if you can see that, the deck area back there is in good shape, just a little dirty, as is obviously the rest of the interior. Targa top, you know, kind of rough, needs to be redone. Again, gauges are all in the car. Odometer shows 75,000 miles. The car has been sitting since 1992. I would not doubt if those were original. All the switches seem to pull okay. I see that one's a little funky there. This car did have air conditioning at some point. It does have the condenser up in the front. Has all the hoses. I do not have the compressor or the condenser for the rear deck lid. You can see a little bit of rust right there. Pull the engine cover. You can see a C hose right there and right there. CDI box for no CDI. Shock towers are good under here. It's all nice and solid. The rear deck is solid. It's not rusted out. The seat bottoms are also pretty solid from what I could tell. Well, the tail lights are there. I do not have the bumper guards. What else can I tell you? No rust on the rockers, as you can see. There's just a little dirt. You know, door mounts are solid. This car is, I believe they call this color leaf green. You know, it's definitely a project. The floor, again, solid, no holes anywhere. You can see the pedals. Windows work fine. I have not put a battery in it, so I can't account for anything electrical. Again, the car has been sitting since 1992, maybe even a little bit before that. Mirrors are in good shape. Doors, as you can see, passenger door shuts nice and solid. No thunking, no hanging. A little bit of surface rust right there, just a little surface area. As you can see, the rocker here also is solid, just a little dirty. Striker. Again, the door mounts you can see are solid. What else? Targa bar, you know, could use some cleanup, but it's overall in good shape. Rear bumper's in good shape. So basically, that is it. I said it's a 911T, 1969 Targa. Originally had a 2-liter with Weber's. Again, I have the motor. It is available, but for right now, it's in pieces, and I have not checked for completeness. It probably is not complete just because of the state it was in when I got it. The front bumper, as you can see, is in good shape, as are the lights, the little grills. This one here needs to be screwed on, but it's there. You see the signal lens is there. Again, bumper needs to be painted. Definitely needs new tires. Those tires are completely dried out, cracked. Driver's side door, aside from the door pocket, that kind of snags. You see that it shuts very well. It does not hang or sag. The lines are all straight on this car. The only incident it ever had was right here, where I believe it went under the back of a truck and completely crushed the fender, which I do have the original fender if you care for it. I was going to use it for scrap for to learn to weld, but if you want it, you can have it. That way you can see what exactly the damage was when the car was hit. Again, just right there in the lip is the only area of the tub that got damaged. The windshield's in good shape, all the glass is in good shape. The seals obviously need replacing. I don't know, that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. 69 911T. These cars are getting rarer and rarer and more expensive. So here is your chance to get yourself a project. Very little body work to do. Basically just needs to be gone through, put back together. Paint job, tires, brakes, all of that sort of stuff. But again, you're working with S brakes, Koni shocks. You know, makes for a good solid car. I personally don't like that spoiler, but hey, to each his own. So that's it. Thanks for watching.